The Archive. The Grand Galactic Assembly was a curious construct, a Dyson swarm encompassing the core of the Andromeda Galaxy, where over 7,000 species gathered every 23,000 orbital cycles to share knowledge, debate ethics, and question reality itself. Today's debate was different. The hall pulsed with bioluminescent thought threads from the cephaloid choirs. Quantum clicks from the insectoid consensus chimed in asynchronously. Even the stone-born, beings of magnetized mineral, vibrated with curiosity. All were focused on the central projection, a radio signal over 100,000 years old, bouncing endlessly across the Milky Way, repeating a simple message. Are we alone? Xyrex of the amorphous synthetics shifted forms uneasily. It is primitive, yet persistent. This is not merely a question, it is a wound. Agreed, hummed Grand Arbiter Tilavon of the Ilari Sphere. It is the seed of the paradox we now confront. If they asked this, who were they? The transmission had baffled every collective, origin unknown, repeating forever. No trace of physical presence, no civilization attached. Only that voice, biologically organic, faintly mammalian, definitely not in the archive. Maybe they never survived to join the assembly, suggested Tharnik of the photonic swarm. Maybe they annihilated themselves. That is the comfort we cling to, rumbled a stone-born philosopher. But it may not be true. The silence that followed carried 7,000 minds. Outside the assembly, on a rogue planetoid covered in ancient ruins, a team of archaeo-scholars sifted through the wreckage of something once living, a place called Earth. Dr. Vukra clicked her mandibles softly. No biosignature left, atmosphere degraded, carbon structures long eroded. But here, these inscriptions, her assistant floated forward. What language is this? We don't know, but it appears recursive, symbols that contain themselves, possibly linguistic recursion. She paused, then added with gravity. That suggests complex thought, self-awareness, intelligence. Her companion blinked a few lenses. But where are they? They're gone. No trace of their ships, no wormhole gates, no stardust trails. It's as if they never left. Or, her assistant hesitated, or they did and went somewhere else, beyond what we understand. Back at the assembly, debate raged. Questions rose like gravity wells. If they were intelligent enough to ask the question, why couldn't they wait for an answer? Why didn't they leave beacons like we did? Would we even recognize a reply from them if they sent one? What if they evolved in a direction we can't comprehend, post-biological or multidimensional? The Arbiter's spines stiffened. And what if they never wanted to be found? Xyrex blinked. You suggest a species that seeks obscurity in a universe of... But what if they viewed communication not as proof of intelligence, but as threat? The swarm glowed pale yellow. Fear. Weeks later, a new signal emerged from the void. Untraceable origin, not repeated, short. But clearly artificial. You were not ready. You still aren't. It carried no signature, no coordinates, no intent to explain. The assembly panicked. Was that them? Was it a warning? Are they watching us? Could they have built something faster than light? Or escaped into another dimension? And perhaps the most painful, are we what they feared becoming? The archive exploded with speculation. Theories spilled across species boundaries. The cephaloids argued that the signal indicated a moral judgment, some universal ethic the absent ones had developed and measured others against. The insectoids insisted it was a test, a galactic-level Turing trap, filtering out those too reactive to handle superior minds. The Stoneborn proposed something simpler. They left because they solved the question. They were not alone. They became more than alone. Now they merged with something greater, space, time, mind. And Tilavon, the Arbiter, sat in quiet dread. They did not disappear, they transcended, and now they are the gods we never deserved. Centuries passed. The mystery deepened. Civilizations rose and fell, still haunted by the signal. The assembly added one final law to the archive: do not try to summon them. But in dark corners, some disobeyed. They whispered of a final theory, the Dark Genesis hypothesis. Humanity was the first intelligent species, but when they discovered the others, they left. Not out of fear, not out of failure, but out of disappointment. And out there in some unreachable future or unknowable dimension, humans, or whatever they became, wait for the rest of us to catch up. Or don't.